What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered on BlackTideTV. I only have a few videos for Modern Warfare remaining. Today's video I've been planning for a while because, well, there was actually rumors that there would be attachments added to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. I talked about it a long time ago, and I was always kind of thinking to myself what attachments I'd really like to see. Of course, they did leak out certain attachments that were in the game code that were definitely going to be happening. I can't really recall those, and I haven't written them down because in today's video I've got my 10 attachments that I really wish had have been added to the game. This is mostly from my own memory, my own idea of weapons and attachments that were in previous Call of Duty games. Some of these, like I said, were definitely guaranteed to be in the game, like in the game code, but they never happened, which is unfortunate. I think it would have been really cool to have new attachments in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. They were already adding all this other crazy stuff, new weapons, new camouflages and kits and all this customization stuff, and the game was fundamentally altered from what Call of Duty 4 was. When the game first came out, it was a remaster and it was fine. Like, okay, don't add anything, just make cosmetic changes, that's fine. But then they started adding in weapons, and the second they started adding in weapons, it was like, all bets are off. We should be adding in everything to make this game great. We should be adding in perks and pro perks, which I talked about in a previous video that I'll link in the description down below. And they should be adding in attachments and all kinds of things. Equipment. They could have added in a throwing knife. Like, they could have done so much with this game. These attachments are just scratching the surface. So in no particular order in today's video, the 10 attachments that could have been in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. The very first one, I believe this one was in the game code, Akimbo Dual Wield. So I think it's called Dual Wield in the more recent Call of Duty games, but traditionally it's known as Akimbo, which is where you carry two weapons at once. In Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, you could use Akimbo on SMGs, shotguns, anything really. There are Akimbo Rangers in the game, which is interesting, but I think the Akimbo dual wield attachment will be great for the pistols in this game. The pistols don't really have a whole lot of attachment options when it comes to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. In fact, there was even talks of adding in red dot sights for the pistols, which would have been neat, but it wouldn't really help the pistols too much because they're more or less a backup weapon in this game. But dual wield would have been really cool. I would have loved to dual wield some Desert Eagles. I think you could do that in Modern Warfare 2 as well. Akimbo is always a great option for handguns. At the very least, make it a handgun Akimbo. You don't need to go crazy with the SMGs or anything like that, but the handguns should have had a dual wield. Number 2, a thermal sight. This was also in the game code, if I'm not mistaken, for sniper rifles only, and this is the only way I could see a thermal sight being added to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. I think if they put a thermal for the assault rifles, for the LMGs, it would be a little bit too overpowered, especially because the smoke grenade is kind of underpowered in this game. If they had gone with the Tax Pro perk that I discussed in my Pro perk video, where you can use 2 smoke grenades, that would be even better. So you could just pop smoke grenades and then you could just use your thermal sight and aim down your sights with your sniper rifle. I think it would only be best on a sniper rifle. Thermal just makes sense for a Modern Warfare Remastered game, like a Modern Warfare game. I believe there was even a thermal sight in the campaign of Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, Call of Duty 4, and it just never appeared in the multiplayer. So a thermal sight would be really cool for the sniper rifles. It would give the snipers an extra little edge, and maybe just not activate the thermal until you're like all the way zoomed in or something like that to make it a little bit balanced so you're not like quick scope thermaling people. I'm not really sure if that's an issue, but just they could balance a thermal sight fairly easily in this game, I think. The next one is a laser sight. Laser sight would be great for pretty much every weapon in this game. Pistols, assault rifles, you've got your SMGs, maybe not LMGs, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense, not sniper rifles, not shotguns, but the assault rifles, the SMGs, the pistols could all use a laser sight. I think that would be a really helpful attachment to reduce that hipfire cone, make them a little bit more accurate. Maybe if there was a bling perk as well and you could use 2 attachments at once, you could use your Akimbo pistols with laser sights on both of them, making them much more accurate. Again, laser sight was in the campaign for Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. You use it with the SOP mod like M16 that you're using throughout the entire campaign, but the laser sight just doesn't show up again in multiplayer. I guess it was a little bit before its time. There wasn't laser sights in Modern Warfare 2 or Black Ops, if I'm not mistaken. I don't think the laser sight saw its debut until Black Ops 2 in the Call of Duty franchise. So that was a little, Call of Duty 4 was a little bit behind when it comes to laser sights, but it would have been really cool to have a laser sight in Modern Warfare Remastered now that we know about that attachment. Extended magazines were in the game code, and it makes sense to add extended magazines to the game for pretty much every weapon. Assault rifles, SMGs, LMGs with extended mags, sniper rifles with extended mags would have been amazing, especially for some of those snipers out there that are really good hitting clips. To have a sniper that holds more than 5 bullets would have been phenomenal. But unfortunately, there were no extended mags. Extended mags, if you didn't know, in Modern Warfare 2 were the final attachment. Like, that was your sign of prestige. You would go through all of these levels with your weapon. You would finally unlock extended mags. And it was hard to unlock attachments in Modern Warfare 2. You would finally unlock extended mags, and it wouldn't really do a lot for you, but you would use it anyways, just to show off that you have extended mags. So it's like kind of a symbol of prestige in the Modern Warfare franchise, so it would have been cool to have the extended mags come back in this game. FMJ, I can't really say much about this one because I'm not a big fan of FMJ. Helps you shoot through walls. I think it could be useful for the sniper rifles. I guess Deep Impact is the exact same thing as FMJ, but still, I think it would just make sense to add it to the game. Maybe do extra damage to the helicopters as well. But FMJ was a big attachment in Modern Warfare 2 as well, so it would make sense to add FMJ even though Deep Impact is a thing. Maybe you could just stack the two and make a super Deep Impact or a super FMJ. Tactical Knife for the pistols. Tactical Knife, again, another huge attachment through the entire Call of Duty franchise, not even just the Modern Warfare series. The Tactical Knife for the pistols would have been awesome, speeding up your melee speeds. We could have like the slasher mode where you actually have a tactical knife. That's how we all used to play before melee weapons were a thing. I think in an ideal world, melee weapons never would have been added to Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered, and instead we would have had a tactical knife attachment with like different attachment skins, like different knives that you can carry around with your tactical knife. Heartbeat sensor, I know this is going to trigger a lot of people, but a heartbeat sensor is iconic in the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series. I know I'm saying this for a lot of these attachments, but a lot of these attachments saw their start in the Modern Warfare franchise. Like, in the Modern Warfare series is where we got all of the big attachments for the Call of Duty series. Heartbeat sensor is one of those. We had it in Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, 3, I think it showed up in the Ghosts campaign, and it was in a couple other games as well in like small doses because heartbeat sensor was pretty OP in Modern Warfare 2. Basically, it's this little scanner that attaches to your gun and you can see enemy heartbeats like a little mini UAV in the front of your screen, and you can see enemies that are nearby. Maybe Ninja or Dead Silence or whatever the perk is called here in Modern Warfare Remastered could hide you from this heartbeat sensor. That would be a good way to balance this one. Holographic Sight, this is the one I'm most disappointed about because the Holographic Sight is incredibly underrated. It's my absolute favorite attachment, my absolute favorite optical attachment in the Call of Duty franchise. Love that thing. It came out in Modern Warfare 2 again, and I don't think it's ever been in another Call of Duty game besides Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3. I don't think the Black Ops series ever adopted the Holographic Sight, and I don't think it's been in any other game, and it is an awesome sight. It's basically like a higher zoom red dot. I love that thing. I used it on every single weapon in Modern Warfare 2, my absolute favorite sight, so I'm a little bit disappointed that we didn't get it in Modern Warfare Remastered as well. Masterkey, this is basically an underbarrel shotgun. It's appeared in a bunch of Call of Duty games, despite always being kind of meh. A lot of people decided that it was overpowered in Modern Warfare 2. In Modern Warfare 2, everyone said that the Masterkey was incredibly powerful. It's like this little underbarrel pump-action shotgun. It used to hold like 4 shots, I think. I can't really remember. But it's been adopted into a bunch of different Call of Duty games over time. They've changed it around a lot. The most recent adoption of the Masterkey is on the ERAD Cerberus variant in Call of Duty Infinite Warfare. There's an underbarrel shotgun on that weapon. It's complete garbage though. So I would like to see a very powerful underbarrel shotgun add to the shotgun variety in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered because there's only like 3 shotguns in this game. I guess 4 or 5 now that they've added in DLC shotguns or supply drop shotguns, the Rangers and the Kamchatka 12. But there were never too many shotguns to begin with in this game, so it would have been cool to have a Masterkey attachment. And last but not least, the long slash rifled barrel. This extends the range of your weapon, making it deal more damage at extended ranges. This one was in the game code, if I'm not mistaken. It would be cool to have a longer rifled barrel for your shotguns to extend the range of those, make them a little bit more effective. Or possibly put it on the assault rifles, maybe the SMGs. You could put this one on basically any weapon, but it would be best suited for the shotguns. That is it for my 10 attachments that could have been in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered. Real damn shame that we didn't get that attachment update that was supposed to come to the game. What attachments were you looking forward to in Call of Duty Modern Warfare Remastered? If they were going to add them, let me know in the comment section. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.